All right, so you sent over this Chainlink 2.0 white paper,
Mm-hmm.
and clearly you're interested in the future of blockchain because this thing is ambitious.
It is.
It's talking about a world where blockchains can securely tap into any data source.
Yeah, it's really a huge leap forward.
Yeah.
For sure. And the white paper, it gets pretty deep into the technical weeds,
Oh, yeah.
but the core idea here is to make blockchain technology useful for everyone,
Right.
not just for, the coding wizards.
Exactly. And one of the ways that they're aiming to do that is with these decentralized Oracle networks,
Right.
DONs for short.
Dawn, yeah.
I'm picturing them kind of like super powered API hubs, but with way more capabilities.
Yeah, that's a good way to visualize it.
Yeah.
We're not just talking about fetching data.
Right.
Dawns can also process the data,
Okay.
do computations, even keep sensitive stuff confidential,
Wow.
using some really innovative technology like Deco and Town Crier.
Okay.
So think of it as adding a secure off-chain brain
Okay.
to your smart contracts.
So let's unpack that off-chain brain idea a bit.
Okay.
The white paper talks about hybrid smart contracts,
Right.
which sounds like a pretty big departure from how things work now.
It is.
Yeah.
Right now, all the smart contract logic lives on the blockchain.
Right.
With Chainlink 2.0,
Yeah.
they're proposing to split things up.
Okay.
Part of the contract stays on-chain for security,
Okay.
while the heavier computational stuff
Yeah.
moves to a Dawn.
So instead of bogging down the blockchain
Exactly.
with every single calculation,
Yeah.
you offload some of that work to these DONs.
Right.
But wouldn't that create security risks?
That's where the clever design comes in.
Okay.
Imagine a bank vault.
Uh-huh.
Super secure,
Right.
but not exactly where you do your daily accounting.
Right.
You need a separate space for that,
Yeah.
but it still has to be trustworthy.
Right.
That's what they're aiming for with this hybrid approach. The security of the blockchain
Yeah.
combined with the flexibility and efficiency of off-chain computation.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But beyond efficiency,
Sure.
what are some of the advantages of this split?
Okay.
The white paper hints at things like enhanced privacy
Right.
and scalability, but could you elaborate on that?
Absolutely. Take privacy, for example.
Okay.
Imagine a decentralized exchange
Uh-huh.
where you don't want your entire transaction history
Right.
publicly viewable on the blockchain.
Right.
With a hybrid smart contract,
Yeah.
you could keep the sensitive details off-chain in a Dawn,
Okay.
protected by technologies like Deco,
Okay.
which uses advanced cryptography to keep data confidential,
Oh, wow.
even during computations.
Okay.
And Town Crier acts as a sort of trusted intermediary, verifying the data's origin and integrity.
So it's like having a private room
All right.
within the bank vault for your most sensitive transactions.
Exactly.
But what about scalability? How does moving computation off-chain actually help with that?
Think of it like this.
Okay.
If every single calculation for every smart contract
Uh-huh.
had to happen on the blockchain,
Yeah.
it would quickly become overloaded.
Right.
It's like trying to cram thousands of cars
Yeah.
onto a single-lane highway.
Yeah. Okay.
By moving some of those computations off-chain to the Dawns,
Uh-huh.
you're essentially adding more lanes to the highway,
Right.
allowing for faster and smoother traffic flow.
So it's not just about making things faster. It's
Really?
about expanding the capacity of the entire system.
Exactly.
That's pretty impressive.
And it is.
But the white paper also talks a lot about abstracting away complexity, making blockchain technology more user-friendly.
Right.
How does Chainlink 2.0 aim to achieve that?
One of the key ideas here is the concept of a
Right.
decentralized metalayer.
Okay.
It's a bit of a mouthful,
Yeah.
but it essentially is a layer of abstraction that would sit on top of the blockchain and the Dawns.
Hiding all the technical complexities from the user.
So instead of needing to understand all the intricacies of blockchain technology and smart contracts,
Yeah.
users could interact with these systems
Right.
through simple, intuitive interfaces.
Exactly. Imagine a future where businesses can easily integrate their existing systems with blockchains without needing a team of blockchain experts.
Right.
Or individuals being able to securely manage their digital identities and assets without needing to understand the technical details.
It's like using the internet today.
Exactly.
You don't need to know how the underlying protocols work to browse a website or send an email.
Precisely. And that's what they're aiming for with Chainlink 2.0.
Okay.
Making blockchain technology as accessible and user-friendly as the internet is today.
That's a pretty exciting vision.
It is.
It sounds like Chainlink 2.0 is really trying to push the boundaries of what's possible with blockchain technology.
That's sure. But let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Okay.
We've covered a lot of ground here in part 1.
We have.
From decentralized Oracle networks and hybrid smart contracts to the concept of a decentralized metalayer.
Right.
But we've only just scratched the surface.
We have. There's a lot more to unpack.
Yeah.
We haven't even touched on things like security considerations, incentive mechanisms, or the specific real-world applications that this technology could enable.
You're right. We've laid the groundwork.
We have.
But the real fun is just beginning.
It is.
So to our listener, get ready to go even deeper as we continue exploring the exciting world of Chainlink 2.0 in part 2.
Looking forward to it. Picking up where we left off.
Okay.
Let's delve into the security aspects of Chainlink 2.0.
Okay.
Because with all this talk about off-chain computation and a decentralized metalayer, it's natural to wonder, how do they ensure these systems are trustworthy and reliable?
It's a crucial question. The white paper spends a lot of time on this, talking about data source authentication for staking, and even something called superlinear staking impact. But to be honest, some of that went over my head.
Okay. Let's break it down.
Okay.
Firstly, data source authentication tackles a fundamental issue. How do you know the data feeding into these DONs is accurate and hasn't been tampered with? Think of it like this. If you're getting stock prices from a financial data provider, you want to be sure it's actually coming from them, not some random website.
So it's about verifying the source of the information.
Exactly.
But how do they actually do that in a decentralized system where there's no central authority to vouch for the data?
That's where cryptography comes in.
Okay.
Chainlink 2.0 encourages data providers to cryptographically sign their data, like adding a tamper-proof seal. Anyone using that data can then verify the signature, ensuring it's authentic and hasn't been altered. It's a way to establish trust at the data source itself.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But even if the data is trustworthy, what about the nodes that process it within the GONs? How do we know they're not going to manipulate the data or act dishonestly?
That's where staking comes into play. It's a core mechanism in many blockchain systems, and Chainlink 2.0 leverages it in a really interesting way. Imagine each node operator has to put up a security deposit to participate in the network. If they try to cheat or provide bad data, they risk losing that deposit.
So it's a financial incentive for them to behave honestly?
Exactly.
But the white paper goes even further, talking about superlinear staking impact. What's so superlinear about it?
This is where it gets really clever. In a typical staking system, the more money is staked overall, the harder it is for an attacker to disrupt the network. Because they'd need a huge amount of capital to overpower the honest actors. But with superlinear staking, the cost for an attacker grows exponentially. Much faster than the total stake.
So it's like a security system that gets exponentially stronger. The more people participate. That's a powerful deterrent against malicious actors.
It is.
And beyond the financial incentives, there's also this idea of guardrails built into the smart contracts. Think of them like safeguards that limit the potential damage even if a DON were to fail or act maliciously.
So even in a worst-case scenario, there are mechanisms in place to prevent catastrophic consequences.
It's reassuring to know that they're thinking about these things from multiple angles.
Absolutely.
They're definitely not taking security lightly.
No, they're not.
But beyond the technical safeguards, they also emphasize the importance of reputation. Oracle node operators have a strong incentive to maintain a good reputation. Because that will attract more users and higher service fees. So it's not just about avoiding punishment. It's also about building a positive track record. It seems like they're trying to create a system where honesty and reliability are rewarded, both financially and reputationally.
Precisely. It's about aligning incentives to create a sustainable and trustworthy ecosystem.
But with all this talk about security and complexity, it's easy to forget that one of the key goals of Chainlink 2.0 is to simplify things for developers and users.
Yeah.
The white paper emphasizes the importance of user-friendly tools and interfaces.
It does.
They envision a future where developers can easily build hybrid smart contracts without needing to be blockchain gurus.
Exactly. They want to abstract away the technical complexities, making blockchain technology as accessible as using any other web service. It's about empowering developers to focus on building innovative applications without getting bogged down in the technical details.
It sounds like they're trying to strike a balance between robustness and accessibility. But even with user-friendly tools, wouldn't there still be a steep learning curve for someone new to blockchain?
There will always be a learning curve with any new technology. But Chainlink 2.0 aims to flatten that curve significantly. They're creating educational resources, developer tools, and even standardized templates for common use cases to make it easier for people to get started.
So they're not just building the technology. They're building an entire ecosystem to support it.
Exactly.
That's pretty impressive. Okay, we've talked a lot about the technical and security aspects of Chainlink 2.0. But what about the practical side? What are some of the real-world applications that this technology could enable?
Now, that's where it gets really exciting. The possibilities are truly vast. But let's focus on a few key areas that the white paper highlights.
Sounds good. I'm ready to have my mind blown.
All right.
What's first on the list?
One of the most compelling applications is proof of reserves. We've seen a lot of turmoil in the crypto world recently, with exchanges collapsing and people losing their funds. With Chainlink 2.0, exchanges could use DAWNs to prove that they actually hold the assets they claim, providing much-needed transparency and trust.
So no more shady exchanges running off with people's money.
Hopefully not.
That would be a huge win for the crypto industry.
It would.
And it goes beyond just exchanges. Think about supply chains where transparency is crucial. Companies could use DAWNs to track the movement of goods and verify their authenticity, reducing fraud and counterfeit products.
It's like having a tamper-proof digital ledger for the entire supply chain.
Yeah, that would be a game changer for industries like pharmaceuticals or luxury goods, where counterfeiting is a major problem.
Absolutely. And then there's the whole area of decentralized identity. Imagine a world where you control your own digital identity, your credentials, your data, without relying on centralized authorities like Google or Facebook.
That would be incredibly empowering.
It would.
No more worrying about data breaches or having your personal information sold to advertisers.
Exactly. And Chainlink 2.0 could be a key enabler of this decentralized identity revolution. DAWNs could store and manage your identity data securely, giving you complete control over who has access to it.
Okay, so we've got proof of reserves, supply chain transparency, and decentralized identity. What else is on the horizon? The white paper hints at some even more futuristic applications,
It does. They talk about things like under-collateralized loans, where DAWNs could be used to assess creditworthiness and reduce the need for excessive collateral, opening up lending to a much wider population.
So it's about expanding access to financial services and creating a more inclusive financial system.
Exactly.
That's a powerful concept.
It is.
And they also discuss things like priority channels, where certain transactions could be prioritized and guaranteed to be processed quickly, even during times of high network congestion. This could be crucial for things like Oracle updates, where timely delivery of information is essential.
It's like having an express lane for critical transactions, ensuring that they don't get stuck in traffic.
And then there's the whole area of confidential DeFi, where financial transactions can be kept private, even on a public blockchain.
Exactly.
Okay, now that sounds like magic.
It does.
How is that even possible?
It's all about using advanced cryptography and clever design. Dons could handle the sensitive financial data off-chain, keeping it confidential, while still allowing for secure and verifiable transactions.
So it's like having the best of both worlds, the transparency and security of blockchain technology, combined with the privacy and confidentiality of traditional financial systems.
Precisely.
And these are just a few examples of what's possible with Chainlink 2.0. As the technology matures and the ecosystem develops. I'm sure we'll see even more creative and innovative applications emerge.
I think so too.
It's truly mind-blowing. But amidst all this excitement about the future, I want to take a step back and acknowledge something important. Chainlink 2.0 is still in its early stages.
It is.
They're taking a measured and deliberate approach to development,
Absolutely. They're not rushing to launch everything all at once. They're starting with well-defined use cases, testing and refining the technology, and gradually building out the ecosystem. It's a responsible approach that prioritizes security and stability over hype and speculation.
So they're laying a solid foundation for long-term success rather than chasing short-term gains.
And I think that's one of the things that sets Chainlink apart. They're not just focused on building a product. They're building a movement, a community, a whole new way of thinking about decentralized systems.
So we've explored a lot of ground here in part 2.
We have.
From security considerations and real-world applications to the importance of community and a measured approach to development. But there's still one more key area we need to delve into before we can fully grasp the scope and impact of Chainlink 2.0. So we've talked about the security, the potential applications, but the white paper keeps hinting at something bigger. This Chainlink economy idea.
What exactly does that mean, and why should our listener care?
It's more than just a tech upgrade. It's about creating an entirely new ecosystem for decentralized services. Imagine a marketplace where anyone can offer or access reliable, tamper-proof data and computations, all powered by these Dons we've been discussing.
So instead of just having individual projects using Chainlink, it becomes this interconnected web of services anyone can tap into. That sounds ambitious.
It is ambitious, but it also makes sense. Think about the internet. It wasn't just about the technology itself, but about the countless website services and businesses that were built on top of it. Chainlink 2.0 is laying the groundwork for a similar explosion of activity, but in the world of decentralized application.
I'm intrigued, but I need a bit more to grasp it. Give me a concrete example of what this Chainlink economy
might look like in action.
Let's say you're a farmer. And you want to buy insurance against crop failure due to bad weather. Traditionally, you'd rely on centralized insurance companies, which can be slow and opaque in the Chainlink economy. You could access a specialized Don that provides real-time weather data directly to a decentralized insurance protocol.
So the smart contract for the insurance policy could automatically pay out if the Don's weather data confirms a crop failure, cutting out all the middlemen and bureaucracy. That's pretty slick.
It is, and it goes beyond just insurance. Think about supply chain management, where businesses could track goods and verify their authenticity using Dons, or prediction markets, where people could bet on future events using decentralized platforms, powered by reliable data feeds.
It's almost like creating a parallel economy, but one built on transparency, security, and trust. But how does Chainlink plan to actually build this economy? It seems like it would require a lot more than just the technology itself.
They're taking a multi-pronged approach. First, they're creating standardized templates for common Oracle services, making it easier for developers to build and deploy Dons. It's like providing prefabricated building blocks for this decentralized city they're envisioning.
So it's about lowering the barrier to entry for developers. And encouraging more participation. What else is on their agenda?
Community involvement is huge. They're fostering open source development, encouraging collaboration, and even providing grants to support promising projects. It's about creating a thriving ecosystem not just a company controlling everything.
It's smart. Tap into the collective intelligence and creativity of the community.
Yeah.
And the whole thing becomes much greater than the sum of its parts.
It does.
But let's be practical for a second. Who's going to pay for all this?
All right.
How does the Chainlink economy actually generate revenue and sustain itself?
There are multiple revenue streams built into the model.
Right.
Most directly, users pay fees to access DAWNs and their services, similar to how you pay for API access today.
Right.
These fees get distributed to the node operators who run the DAWNs, incentivizing them to provide reliable, high-quality services.
Makes sense. So it's like a subscription service, but in a decentralized world. Are there other ways for participants to benefit financially?
Absolutely. Staking is a big one.
Okay.
Node operators can earn rewards by putting up some of their cryptocurrency as collateral.
Right.
Essentially guaranteeing their good behavior. The more they stake, the greater their potential rewards, but also the greater their risk if they try to cheat the system.
It aligns incentives nicely.
It does.
Ensuring that everyone has skin in the game. But beyond just individual rewards, is there a way for the network as a whole to benefit from its growth?
That's where value capture comes in.
Okay.
The white paper suggests various mechanisms, like a Chainlink token, that appreciates in value as the network grows.
Okay.
This would incentivize early adoption investment and contributions to the ecosystem.
So it's like investing in the early days of the internet.
Exactly.
If the whole thing takes off, you stand to gain significantly. It's a smart way to align the interests of everyone involved.
It is.
But even with a solid economic model, there's still the question of governance.
Okay.
Who gets to decide how the Chainlink economy evolves?
Yeah.
Who sets the rules?
That's a good point. In a centralized system, it's clear who's in charge. But in a decentralized world, things get a lot trickier.
Okay.
Chainlink is proposing a decentralized governance model. Where decision-making power is distributed among token holders. They would vote on proposals, elect representatives, and have a direct say in shaping the future of the ecosystem.
It's democracy in action, but applied to a decentralized economy. It's a pretty radical concept.
It is.
But with great power comes great responsibility.
It does.
How do they ensure that this distributed governance model actually works effectively?
They're designing mechanisms to encourage active participation, transparency, and thoughtful deliberation. It's still early days, and there will undoubtedly be challenges and iterations along the way. But the goal is to create a system that truly reflects the collective will of the community.
So to our listener, we've taken you from the techno nuts and bolts to the grand vision of a Chainlink economy.
We have.
It's a lot to wrap your head around.
It is.
But here's the key takeaway. This isn't just about improving existing blockchain systems. It's about creating something entirely new. Something with the potential to reshape how we interact with data technology and even each other.
It's a bold vision, but one that's grounded in sound principles and a thoughtful approach to execution. We've seen how they're addressing security concerns, incentivizing participation, and fostering a collaborative community. It's not just a technology. It's a movement, and it's just getting started.
As we wrap up this deep dive, I'm left feeling both excited and a bit overwhelmed by the sheer scale of what Chainlink 2.0 is trying to achieve.
It is pretty ambitious.
It's clear this technology could have a profound impact on the world.
I think so.
But it's ultimately up to all of us to determine what that impact will be.
And that's the beauty of it. It's not a predetermined future. It's a canvas waiting to be painted by the collective imagination and ingenuity of the community. The tools are there. The possibilities are vast. It's now a matter of what we choose to create.
So to our listener, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep pushing the boundaries. The future of blockchain is being written right now.
It is.
And you have the opportunity to be a part of it.
For sure.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of Chainlink 2.0.